Hello everyone and welcome back to A Purposeful Pursuit. I'm Crystal and I'm excited because today I'm going to be talking to you about what a godly wife is. You guys, I'm excited because I feel like one, there are some really false things being said about this information, and so I want to clear it up. And two, I want to share what I believe a godly wife is from the perspective of someone who is married and actually carrying out at least what I believe is a godly wife. I would consider myself a godly wife. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's jump into today's video. So first of all, what is a godly wife? You guys, there are three things that I want to mention and I just want to dispel to wrap around the four things that I'm going to be telling you today about what a godly wife is. And so that first thing that I want to mention is a godly wife is slightly perspective, okay? What a husband is looking for in a godly wife is going to be based on the person that he is called to be. If he's a businessman, corporation, CEO type of guy, then he's going to expect for his wife to dress in a certain way, to speak a certain way, so that he can take her to various functions and things like that. And so there may be a more rigid standard for someone who has that type of calling or execution on job in life versus someone who maybe does something that's just not as refined, I'll call it. I won't say it's not as important because I believe every calling that everyone has is important, but what I am saying is there are going to be different standards. Number two, you guys, Proverbs 31 is a description of a woman's calling, not the description of every woman. This woman was running a business. She was taking care of her house. She was sewing clothes. She was going out to the docks to get food. You guys, she was doing everything, literally everything. And there are some women who are called to be this, but not every woman is called to be a Proverbs 31 woman, and you can still be a phenomenal, amazing, biblical sound woman even if you're not a Proverbs 31 woman. Don't think you have to be sewing clothes to get a husband. Like, that's not the truth. And I think sometimes we push this idea of you should be a Proverbs 31 woman, you should be a Proverbs 31 woman on Christian ladies as if this is the standard. That woman was called to do those various things. We should all be virtuous. We should all be honest. We should all be someone that is valuable to someone else, whether that's a relationship that's romantic and it's with a male, or whether that's a platonic friendship that we have. We should seek to bring value to those around us. But I want to say, don't think you have to go be everything that you see in Proverbs 31, because again, this woman was a real estate agent. She was buying fields and selling fields. Like, she was doing all this stuff. Everybody is not going to do and be all of those things, which rolls me into number three. You are being a godly wife, or you are godly wife material when you are being the person that God is calling you to be. I feel like we all have one assignment, and that assignment is whatever it is that God is telling us to be, who He's calling us to be in this earth, the way that He wants us to impact others. And when you are obeying and being obedient to the voice of God in your life, you are being a godly wife because you are being a wife that is led by God. So if you want to be godly wife material, listen to the voice of God that is inside of you. Yeah, He may say, don't put on the crop top. Then don't put on the crop top. He may say, go speak to that person and give them a hug. Go speak to that person and give them a hug. He could tell you any number of things. He'll give you a vocation that you can have, that you can walk out the calling that He has on your life. The biggest thing is you are being obedient to God. That is a godly wife. Now, I do have a couple of different qualities that I know will enhance the wife experience that you may be trying to bring. So let me go ahead and let you know what those are. Number one, be supportive. It's nothing like being someone that is standing in someone else's corner saying, you got this, you can do this, I believe in you. Being a supportive woman is a quality that every good wife should have, period. Godly, non-godly. This is a quality that every good wife should have. You should be a supporter. You should be supportive. Number 2, you are a generous woman. Marriage requires both people to be generous. Generous with their love, generous with their kindness, generous with their forgiveness. You should be a generous person. It's going to help you to function well in a marriage because, again, it requires you to give a lot of who you are. Number 3, non-judgmental. You guys, I did another video where I talked about not being judgmental, but this is really big because when you commit to spending your whole life with someone, they are going to mess up. They are going to mess up. You are going to mess up. There will be mess ups that happen, bad decisions that happen. Being in a state where you know someone is not going to just start thinking of you as less than the person that they believed you to be is going to be really helpful in a quality relationship, in a quality marriage. So practicing being non-judgmental, being able to stand with someone in the midst of the things that they're working on is going to help you be able to be a very good wife. And number 4, you are not a man basher. You guys, I'm trying to think about how to put this lightly, but sometimes you have to be mindful that man is a whole creation. There are so many different types of men, just like there are so many different types of women. And so you don't want to be someone that is bashing men constantly. Oh, they always do this and they always do that. I'm going to be talking about this more in another video that I have coming up. But you guys, you have to be someone that supports the male species if you want to be married to a male. So just get out of the habit of the clumping of all men are this and men aren't this and men aren't that. No, you're speaking about a particular person or 2 or 3 people. You know, speak to that, but don't categorize everybody as a whole because that's just not the truth. And so you don't want to go into a relationship or into a marriage with misconceptions about how men in general are going to be. You should be focusing on making sure you're able to be the person that God is calling you to be quality in a relationship. So those are just a couple of things that I have to say about what it takes to be a godly wife, what it's like to be a godly wife, things that I strive to do as it pertains to me being a godly wife in the home with myself and my husband. If you didn't know, my husband and I met and got married and all of that in 9 months, okay? And so God just did something super phenomenal with us. And our desire is that by sharing our testimony, He can do something super amazing with you as well. We answer questions on Q&A Sunday. So if you have any relationship questions, make sure you email them to mystilettomile@gmail.com and we'll be happy to answer them. If you like the things that I said in this video, if they made any sense to you, make sure you drop a comment for me below and hit that thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.